Hello there, and welcome back to Corey Lucis, where today we are once again continuing our Thrawn's Revenge 3.2 post-view playthrough as the Hapens. In the last episode, we have basically pushed the Empire entirely out of the core. They do have Ifgin and Fondor left, but they don't have anything that's connected anymore. It's all just gone. You know what? I'm gonna risk it. I'm gonna turn on the Tor soundtrack. I've mostly made it through the the flames that I had before, and the mute button is working, so I'm gonna go for it. But today we are going to probably go for Fondor, and apparently we've got people coming into K-List, so I'm a little bit scared of that.
Construction complete.
All right, let's check out what's going on at some of these planets. I definitely intended to use that somewhere. Oh right, we got the Bis fleet to still worry about. It's 196, 264. Okay, we can do this. Let's kill Bis. Let's destroy Bis. Well, they have no station. Well, they have no ground stuff. Since we haven't added in any of the structures there, that'll probably be happening soon. Adding the building spawns on Bis for Dark Empire, because I have mostly reworked the Dark Empire stuff for how it's going to work in 0.3, which we hinted at a bit on the Sunday anniversary stream. So if you haven't seen that, go check that out, because there was a lot of cool stuff. All right, Shelik, transitory swarms, our Maluri House Commander. Let's throw in our 2 Coronals. Towards the back, we'll have Work in Progress Black Hole, Shield Popper, and Alpha. Then we also have Jimmy Neutron. We have Dragon Tails. We have Ancient Warrior. We have Magic School Bus. Nachi. Indefatigable. Invictus. I still don't know where Bathory is. It's fine. And Thrawn's Revenge. This sounds a little bit loud. I'm gonna turn that down. There we go. Maybe that's too quiet now, but I'll take the too quiet over the too loud for now. Alright, into the fight with the bombers. We do still have a ton more bombers out back here, and the anti-fighter isn't catching up quite yet, so I think we're going to take advantage of that. Because if we can wipe out these eyes SDs, then we won't have much that can stay intact against us. Okay, most of the bombers are sticking on that one. You may as well power to weapons while they're all still far away. Yeah, I think we'll do everything on power to weapons right now. Okay, here comes the anti-fighter. So we are going to lose out on those bombers. Here, can you guys go for the assault attack? And I think I want to split up our targeting a little bit. You go for those, because if their shields are down, we don't need the betas and the pulsar attacking something that has no shields. That'd just be silly. And we're not about the silliness here. Very serious stuff. Empire at War is the most serious business. Any modder will tell you that. I don't want to lose the carrier. So I think we need to pop powered weapons on some of these guys. You've already used it. You can just stay on those bombers. Okay, maybe go for... No, you know what? I was wrong. You can stay on what you were doing. I don't think we're actually going to lose the transitory swarms. So we're through most of these ISDs. And then it's just this precursor that's actually almost dead as well, because it was taking pass-through damage. Alright. You can get up a little bit more, Mr. Terrafawn, Invictus. And you get up there too. That's two little Vindicators causing two big problems. They always end up doing a ton of damage to my fleets, and I just let them live. There's always a bigger fish to worry about. Alright. Whip Black Hole, get on that Precursor. From here we can try to make sure the Neutron gets in close enough to do some of the tanking as well as killing some of the littler guys. Here, you can stay on that, and you go for the anti-hull damage on that. I want to make sure we have at least those taken down before we start losing our shields on that. Yeah, we definitely want to take down the MTC if that's going to be healing their anti-fighter. You're doing okay on the damage there. May as well take down the hard point that is still going to be shooting at it. Because who cares if it does shield damage as long as we take down the hull damage on the main sources. And you're probably close enough to actually kill that Vindicator. Shields are coming back on that. That's all perfect. So there wasn't a ton announced about the Habens on Sunday's stream, but there are a couple things that are going to be worked on. We showed off two models that are for some Mark IIs, the Mist Mark II and the Terraform Mark II. We're not entirely sure how all that's going to work, because the focus in point 3 on the Habens is going to be cleaning up some of what's there already, as well as some of the house stuff, which may involve the Mark IIs that already exist, or may involve something else. But we have a good basis to set up the rest of their future stuff on when we get to even point 4 if we have to. We want to make sure we get a bit more done with the government mechanics, which are very simple in the release version right now, as well as cleaning up a bit more the ground combat and their fighter stuff. But beyond that, we have enough going on. We have enough going on with them that there will still be some new stuff there. Hey there, Black Wolf. Thank you for subscribing for 19 months as well. And good to see you. Joining Clan Burglar in the 19-month club. I wonder if that correlates to me working more with X2 at all. I don't know. Have to go back and look at those 19 months. All right, we got ourselves Abyss. I want to make sure we aren't gonna get hit there. Ooh, that goes pretty far through. Regato doesn't have much on the ground there. Let's get another probe droid, and then we'll get the station. Tegrid is asking, was anything said about raid fleets coming back? So raid fleets won't be coming back in the form they were in. There will be like 3-way battles in other ways. Once we work out some extra stuff for that. And other in-battle events. But raid fleets in the form they were removed because of some bugs while trying to update them with some of the other factional changes. It was just easier to cut them at that point. But they were always kind of like a halfway done thing, kind of proof of concept with the earlier way we had fewer ways to handle certain things in battle. But now that we have a few more tools to work with, we can expand on that in ways that tie into the rest of the game better. so it's less just like RNG unit spawns and stuff. There are a few ways that we want to take advantage of some of the principles there, but
Choose your reinforcements.
Course plotted.
alright, let's go with this. We do have to be careful of Papa Palps. Actually, no, we don't have to be careful of Papa Palps. He's elsewhere. Because as the script was, it would spawn Palpatine in other places, because the planet wouldn't switch its affiliation until the unit spawned. But that's been fixed. So let's see what's actually going to be coming in. Because we can just go over the water with a lot of this. We have a lot of good access. I do want to make sure I'm not just like running into things. Yeah, infantry, try to get that one. Let's get some of the heavier tanks back over there. Alright, can we take the IDT out on this? Just power to weapons so that you can kill as much of it as possible? Well, not power to weapons. Technically not power to weapons. It's technically something else. But... alright, get back out of there. And anti-infantry come in. Get the Vork. Alright, they are... that is not where we want our infantry. Okay, you stay on that. You stay on these. Okay. I would really like to get some of you over here. You stay. And here we go. Now we can drop them and we can grab another landing zone. A nice beach landing for us.
What do you need?
I am really worried about all the other vehicles that are going to be coming from that direction, because that is a ton of units that are probably coming our way. I kind of want to get to a build pad up there. Bring in some more infantry over here. And put them next to Arana. This will now be healing. And... there we go. Let's see if there's anything else up here. I don't think there is. But if we had Luvet, that would be pretty handy. Nope, you don't want to go around that way. You want to come in here. And let's keep our infantry around Arana. How'd the anniversary stream go yesterday? It was, I think, going really well. A lot of stuff was showing up. The VOD's still there, but there were 4 news videos that were shown off, or 4 news topics that were shown off on top of the individual rosters and stuff. So if people want to check out the VOD, it's there, but the topical stuff will be posted individually, and anything else will kind of be shown as it gets properly added as we go through point 3 or even some later stuff. Alright, I think you're all Royal House, so you should have a good amount of anti-vehicle. Not quite as good as Rakud would be. We can also bomb this. We'll start getting in some of our heavier vehicles too. I'm gonna try to get our artillery out of there.
Targets engaged.
Alright, there we go. Took out some of their heavier stuff too. Just don't want our artillery to get killed in the back line.
Under attack.
And even if the field base is taking a bunch of damage, it is giving us vision.
On it, sir. Cores plotted. Adjusting damage.
Alright, we can even drop some more of the infantry on this. Got a bombardment. I don't know what we're gonna bombard with it.
Where's the next target?
I feel like we've got everything pretty well handled. Not sure what exactly is causing the spikes. Very annoying. So Palpatine's gotta be on either Ifigin or one of those two northern planets.
Awaiting order.
Alright, they are retreating. We got Biss. There's still one more capital shipyard or super shipyard for the Empire at Fondor. But they're on the way out the Fondor. Lost a Vork and lost a Royal House Guard Commando.
System conquered. Constructing.
Building started.
Reporting.
Construction complete.
We will want to move some of these through, but I'm going to check on the probe droids.
Production.
Construction complete.
Because I kind of want to be able to get through some of these a bit more easily. Here's my bet. How's our Mandalorian fleet going? Because we are going to be going for hut space with the Mandalorians. So I want to make sure we
Enlisting soldiers.
we have them building up properly. That's going to Nalhada. You guys can come in here. Check out Ojam. And evac. A-list, you can upgrade some more.
Constructing.
Assault tank reporting for duty.
Construction complete.
They probably aren't getting to there, but... Alright, 53 pop to 94 pop. And we can take out a nice Celestian on the way. They don't have a ground-to-space cannon. I might auto-resolve that one or something, but... Yeah, I think we want to go through that one.
Battleship standing by.
Let's go through Ojam.
Construction complete.
Probably should have saved there, too. Or we'll just play out the battle. I'll have to check what structures they had there again, because I was thinking that most of them weren't... Like, there were no units and no heavy garrisons, but I was really just looking at one structure. So, throw in Alicia, Isolder, Nuclear Coronal, Pocahontas, Battlestar Galactica. This is our missile-heavy assortment loadout. We can go a bit further up with Mandator hype, with Andromeda Queen, with Ghost of Knight's Revenge, Neutron, Keeping Hoedown, Orion Wayward Son, Steiner's Last Stand, Cormorant, Don't Talk About Fondor, Heaping to Please You, Agon's Dre, Whiz Cruiser, Jasmine, Nor, and finally, Streetcar Named Desire. Alright, bombers. Let's see if we can send the bombers after Sov without them all dying. There are a ton of little ships here, so all the Magnetars are going to have a lot of their damage shot down. And the fighters are probably going to struggle a bit too. Like, this Mytil squad is going to go through it. Hey, cool call. Alright, let's see if they can get over there. The Neutron can probably shoot Sov as well. Okay, Isolder, you don't want to go too far up, but you do want to kill that, that MC. Okay, if we just stay on this assault frigate with you guys, or even with these two, let's see if we can start killing some of these littler ships, because we have another Magnetar here. We have Andromeda Queen that can focus that down. And we'll get you to start moving up towards him. Like, I want to kill Sov as soon as possible, just because he's got the he's got such a good command bonus. He's got a reasonable command bonus. Tier 3 is pretty good. He's no Thrawn, but he doesn't suck. They're starting to get through there. I might actually be better off turning some of these Magnetars onto the small ones. Alright, that is... Oh, that's a nearly dead Quasar. Let's kill the Quasar. Here we go. I think this playthrough has been like the fewest heroes I've lost. And that I don't think I've actually lost anyone, despite the smaller ships. But that really just makes heroes more useful. Like, heroes in small ships means more of their bonus applying to everyone else. Plus the tenders do really help on that. Okay, let's see if we can get the bombers actually to go through and hit the Golan. Can someone please finish the Sov off? He does have defensive. Some of the traits are much more useful than even 2 tiers of the actual command tier. We didn't talk about it at the anniversary thing at all, but the system for command tiers is being redone. So it'll be altered in what the tiers and traits kind of are, what they mean, and how they're distributed. So we have a bit more consistency in how some of it works. Because it is quite old by now. Needs a nice consistency pass. Okay, those CR-90s are just going to demolish all of our fighters. I won't say too much about it yet, but I think right now the plan is going to involve making 10 tiers instead of 5. Yeah, all those bombers are just gonna die. Okay, let's get over to that Golan now. I think we've killed most of you. Just a few Corvettes to kill on the way. Or Booster. He just wanted his private Star Destroyer. And now his private Star Destroyer's death is public knowledge. All he wanted was a huge fucking warship for himself. Is that so much to ask? I'd say yes, actually. We definitely don't want to fly past all this stuff, because all the Corvettes are just going to be there. But there's also a bunch of Corvettes on our ships right now, so they are dying, but we'll get there. All right, Soldier, can you get forward? And I'm actually going to send these straight up to the shipyard. You can go over there. And Alicia, get the weapon boost. There we go. Errant Venture is dead. Well, we should probably kill this Quasar first. Hey, you're not in our fleet. What are you doing? You're the wrong kind of Corona. You don't have an L. Even though the Coronals were originally going to also be just Coronas. There we go. All these 4 bombers are just going to get annihilated. I could probably send them back to the shipyard where it's safer. Send some of you over here, and then I can send this trio to the XQ. It probably makes more sense. Alright. Brent is asking, did we get to see any of the large Hapen ships this way through? These 2 are the largest Hapen ships other than Starhome. So, technically, yes. Power weapons on that. And all the fighters sneakily made it in. Very safe. All these Corvettes think they've got the protection down. They should be fired. Oh, how'd you get the shields back from that? How'd you get there? Like, that's not okay. You were supposed to be dead if you have shields and that little health. That means that I've failed. As a parent, as a dog owner, as a homeowner, as an expert martial artist. I'm none of those things. I got to yellow belt with a stripe and then I quit. I was gonna have to wait for my sister to catch up to me so the classes would be easier to schedule. Back in the day when I was doing karate and hockey and outside stuff. Before I Star Wars'd inside for 16 years. I should probably do a fort review on stream sometime. Let's get all the pictures I have of my fort in the back forest before it turned into a health hazard or something. Oh shit, the die wings. The Invincibles. I used to just be outside all the time. Then I got to grade 6 and it was done. It was inside time. Then inside time never really stopped. All right, I'm gonna save here before we invade anything else. That is true. A lot of time outside driving golf carts after that. Less active stuff, but. There's a picture of me driving a golf cart. I'm like tiny. And I barely fit on this seat. Like I could barely reach the wheel and the pedal at the same time. It's kind of important to do both of it. Which explains how we used to be able to fit like 8 kids onto one golf cart. I only got run over once, so it worked out. We had a large yard.
On my way.
I don't know where Palpatine is. Let's see. Okay. Well, we should be able to do this pretty simply. It was just a little run over. Just my ankle. Well, my foot and a bit of my ankle.
I am waiting.
Building under construction.
Destination set.
I wasn't thrilled about it,
Adjusting Navicomputer.
but neither were the parents of the kid who ran me over. And I was thinking like, no, this is his fault actually. But like the older I get, the more I realize that it actually was entirely his fault.
Time.
And a bit theirs as well. So
Ready.
Construction.
So be it.
that's what maturity has brought me.
As you wish. What is my next objective?
Commander, this way.
Because my dad used to be a mechanic at a golf course. So
Awaiting
uh, if there were carts that
enemy is approaching.
the golf course thought weren't worth fixing, then my dad would just be like, okay, I'll fix it at home and then I'll sell them.
Do you have a
So he sold some of them, but he also kept
Moving out.
we always had it, like there was one that we kept the entire time, and we went through a few, but
Ready for action.
so we had two at this point, and my cousin and I were driving them, and some other family friends came over that had younger kids. I was probably 12, maybe? Me and my cousin were somewhere between 12 and 14, and these other kids were, I guess, the oldest, like 4 or 5 years younger than me. And so their parents asked for me and my cousin to drive the kids around, the younger kids around. So there was the one older one, then there were two like even younger ones. So I took the older one, and my cousin took the younger ones. And I was on the faster cart, so my cousin and I were gonna switch who was up driving, like which kids on which cart, because the younger kids wanted the slower one. And while we were standing there, like talking about switching, the kid who was on mine was like sliding over to the driver's seat, and I was like, okay, stop that, sit over there. And he did it like 3 times, was not listening to me. So I didn't notice the last time he did it, but the cart was in reverse, so he slid over and fucking floored it and drove backwards over my leg into a ditch. And his parents were like, how dare you let him do that? Like, bro, I got run over. I had very little say in this. Like, if anyone's at fault here, it's you for forcing us to drive them around when we said we weren't that comfortable with it to begin with.
Adjusting Navicomputer.
He was fine. Like, the cart was fine. He was fine. Just angry. Because I guess he didn't see how this was his fault either. And the parents were angry. Very dumb.
awaiting instructions? For the Emperor.
Ready. Let's move out. Awaiting orders.
I am waiting. Pleasure.
Alright, let's see if there's a field base over on this. It looks like there is.
What do you wish?
Course plotted. Reporting in. Let's go. Acknowledge.
We can take out that shield as well. Okay, I guess the field base first, and then we can go for the turret too before these infantry become too destroyed. They're actually going with a lot of a lot of infantry, a lot of anti-infantry turrets. There we go.
Awaiting your command. What is my next objective? Right away.
Got it.
This will be nice for once we can actually use our bombing runs and bombardments. We do need to destroy the planetary shield first.
Reporting.
All right, and can you go up here to see what you're gonna get there?
What is it, Commander?
Yes,
But I
Commander.
guess we can also start heading into
Awaiting your
the
orders. Coordinates
into their
received.
base too.
Right away. Heading for action.
All right, and that go.
Mining facility destroyed.
What is your order?
Yeah, that was just double mining
Where's the
facilities.
next target?
Oh, those infantry are, yeah, that's not a great place for you either. I think the
Reporting in.
rest of this will be taken pretty quickly. Oh shit,
We've sighted them.
that wasn't supposed to happen. You weren't supposed to die.
Following your lead.
At least it was just one of the anti-infantry ones. But
Heading out.
are there infantry running around in the northern ice wastes? In the frozen wastes of the north? There's infantry there. Okay, are you it? Are you guys done? Yes, that's it.
Planetary control achieved.
Beginning construction.
I mean, older me would care about the environmental impacts of the whole golf carting situation a bit more, so probably wouldn't have done it as much. But a lot of fun at the time.
Building under construction.
Okay, I think we want to get to Sinrapsix as well.
Building started.
So the whole Mando fleet might need some supplemental forces from the rest of the Hapens, because I don't think
Constructing unit.
two
Cancelled.
Cadalbays or even 3 Cadalbays is going to be enough for that. Let's get right place, wrong time.
Unit. Constructing
Taiho, ISD gun fodder.
unit. Vehicle in production.
Corvettes are probably a good idea as well.
In production.
2 battle dragons, 3 battle dragons. And we're already gonna get a tank out of the
In production.
Cadalbays, so we should maybe mostly focus on some of those ground options. So if we can go from Chardon to Sinrapsix, that'll give us access to both Solist and Ariadu. That will then mean we can go to Sluis Van. Because what are we actually looking to still take? We're looking to take Solist, Ariadu, Sluis Van, Nal Hutta, which is over here. And we want Fondor. So what's the easiest way to get into
Production.
Construction.
Typhera? Or not even, or rather Fondor. Not even easiest way, what actually is the hardest way and is most fun?
Building under
Get our
construction.
Apelian.
Constructing.
Nebulon B frigate here.
Okay, we can see what they have on Abraga. And
Nebulon B frigate.
Chardin, you are still building up.
Constructing.
We want this to be as dangerous for them to attack as possible. Okay, Typhera actually has nothing.
Nebulon B frigate here.
So Ifigan has 2 Grand Admirals. Oh, it's Hublin.
Complete.
Look who finally showed up. Hublin and, oh, nice. 69. So let's take them out that way. We might even go for Ifgin with the Grand Admirals there and leave a fleet in space. Because then we can force a revolt as well, if we have to.
The enemy has been spotted.
Yeah, there's 2 northern planets where Palpatine could be.
Choose your reinforcements.
Hey look, we found him. It's Delvardus. Alright, perfect. Rise the planet of the Kirmid. Bahamut. USS Solace. Esha.
Reinforcements en route.
Starda. Kelly.
Reinforcements en route.
Dragon.
Reinforcements canceled.
Dragon Wagon? Sandwich of Death? Imagine Dragon Wagon? Apes Class Battle Dragon Wagon? Bane of Monkel? You go to Rune. Keeping Warlord Star. Venerable Warrior. Dowager Queen. Little De'ao. And Royal Potato Freighter. The thing that I'm concerned about is less the fact that it is a Praetor, and more the fact that it's a Praetor with, like, they have all of their buffs here. I guess indecisive tier 4 on Predict, kinda not great. But Hublin, with the fighters around, I'm gonna be a little scared on that. Okay, we need to make sure that our fighters don't just eat it immediately. So we're gonna put a bit more effort into the anti-fighter they have running around here. Yeah, this will be the final preview playthrough with the old Praetor. We got Bob's updated one in. We showed off yesterday. I think is one of the nicest models in the mod, like combo model and texture in the mod. Particularly texture. As far as Imperial stuff goes. Right, there's one of the heroes mostly dead, and the one that's a problem for their fighter, or making their fighters a problem. Like, if we can go into the fight with the Praetor, not having a bunch of anti-fighter around to murderize our stuff, that'd be pretty epic. But the poll did go up, I think I talked about this before starting to record. So the poll went up on which faction patrons wanted to see next. I kept this poll to Patreon. And the Empire is going to be the next playthrough starting. So probably before this episode is even up on YouTube, there will be a Choose Your Ships for the Empire playthrough that's going to be starting once I'm back from my Niagara trip. Okay, you guys are you're all way too far back. Or far forward. I need you over there. I think we might need to send the bombers in now. Alright, let's try to keep these on there. You guys have got Dublin down. Come on, you can shoot him, it's fine. Then as soon as he's down, it's power to weapons on the freighter. Let's try to kill off the TIE defenders. And I'd really like to kill the raiders as well. The raiders and IPVs. We've got a couple ships on Critic. So if I switch them to specific individual targets, they can take him down pretty quickly. They've got one of our tenders coming in on them. And I think there's actually a few that don't have power weapons on. Bombers, keep making sure you go in on there. Alright, even if we don't necessarily get everything through with the Magnetar, it's taking up some of the point defense as well. It's half shields on the on the freighter. Which hopefully we'll be able to get through some of these proton torpedoes. Actually, that's a Raider 2, isn't it? So that was less anti-fighter. Yeah, the Raider 2s are the anti-fighteriest. He's no lag. If only the mouse thing didn't require having the screen in the top left. I don't think Bob wants to do the modifications to make the Praetor one. That'll probably end up having to be done by someone else. The one will be updated, it won't necessarily be Bob doing the actual changes to it. Or like his version will be turned into it. This won't necessarily be him doing it. We lost a battle dragon. I'm a little bit more threatened by some of these guys than by the crater itself at this point. We actually went down 2 battle dragons. Okay, let's try to stick on there. At least some of the bombers are beyond their fighter line, or their anti-fighter line. Just they are going to be getting a lot of that in. We are starting to take out some of the weapons though, so that should come in, and that might actually be on an angle where it can get the AoE? Not really. Let's switch to the quads that can target Hesha right now. Because she is at risk. And you on there. You are still hitting that cluster.
They're coming around. Lasers linked and ready. Swinging around. Target
She's probably fine. You know what? Stay away from there. Just actually go for those bombers. What is focusing down on this? I don't think it's actually the Praetor. I think we're getting a ton of damage from the raiders and stuff. So it'd be nice if we could kill them. And like the damage bonus from the Praetor's command is not ideal.
Choose your reinforcements.
We're probably gonna lose the Magnetar, but I care less about that right now. I really don't like the amount of smaller ships they have going for us here. But we are about to take out the last of the turbo lasers on the Praetor. And once that happens, that's a ton of their anti-ship just gone. Even if they have a few ion cannons left, so I'm gonna power weapons on that. Alright, there we go. That's all good. I wonder if we can hit Hublin with all these guys right there. He's up front. Yeah, try to focus them down. All the little corvettes. There's one right there. Killed Delvardus, so that's none of the bonus is gone. Got all of our heroes still. That Imperial frigate that was floating around with just engines and 2 light ion cannons is dead. And yeah, so just the 3 of these, we can get to the Golden 3. Which, especially if we can get some time for some shields to come back, shouldn't be too much of a problem either. Oh, you would have been really helpful the whole time. That's good. Is Hublin gonna be killable? He's taking damage. Will we have like a respawn? There we go. Try to get over on the Golden 1 first. And then we can take the shields down on that faster. Alexi's asking, for the .3 cycle, what mod is planned to update or come out first? All the Republic is probably most likely to always come out first. And Thrawn's Revenge is probably last all the time. And it ultimately comes down to just like what's ready first, and because Thrawn's Revenge has so much more to clean up, it probably works out that way. Even though Revan's Revenge would be the most new stuff, it probably comes out in the middle. Because it's not quite as broad as Thrawn's Revenge as far as testing and everything goes. Whereas Fall of the Republic has the bonus or has the benefit of being smaller and more established. Like, it's probably the most polished of all of them as it is. So it's a bit easier to work on that stuff. That is probably the vast majority of the Ariadu fleet. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if we start seeing the New Republic
Can't maneuver.
taking out a few of their planets now while we're on the approach. Because we're staying a bit east of all that, but, like, without Delvardus,
Lined up.
what are they going to do?
I'll try and draw their fire. Hold on. Increase to full throttle.
You guys over on this. We'll need to rebuild parts of this fleet. We did lose at least a few battle dragons on that, but I think that'll be worth. Yeah, Delvardus will respawn in one of the smaller ships. It was more the lack of a freighter than the lack of Delvardus that I was. The big honkin' chunk of hero combat power level. Auto-resolving against that kind of thing is not something the AI really wants to do. I think there are a lot of people who don't really consider the fact that like any AI versus AI battles are auto-resolved rather than like actually being played out in an alternate dimension. Which maybe they are. Maybe that's a thing that happens and Petroglyph was somehow able to tap into it. But my understanding is that it's not. That's not how reality functions. Unfortunately. Cool as that would be. Speaking of auto-resolve, though. Go that IPV that way. Right, we lost Bane of Moncal, Royal Potato Freighter, Sandwich of Death, Dragon Wagon, Hugo de Rune, Little Ditto, Malice of Forethought, Rise the Planet of the Kyramid. And a setback, but I shall rebuild. He is in brilliant. And that's just brilliant for us because that is going to do it for our first episode today. We are going to continue on here on Twitch until we have completed the campaign. But for those of you on YouTube, thank you so much for watching. Hope you are enjoying the series so far, and hope to see you next time. Bye, everyone.